Hi, Lori here from Unique in the Creek. Tonight we are going to be doing KIT209 on the ring board. This is a beautiful everyday kit and we're going to quickly put it together. Purchase, I have the link in the description. You can also purchase it on uniqueinthecreek.com. And it's a complete kit. It comes with a roll of this jute mesh, this beautiful burlap jute mesh. Like I said, this is an everyday kit, and they much match any decor. Okay, so we're going to be using this jute mesh. We got some beautiful ribbons, this beautiful sign, this home, and it's got like a eucalyptus sage wreath as the O. We got a beautiful harlequin glittered ribbon. It's a 2-inch ribbon. We also have this really pretty white with a sage green eucalyptus running down the middle. Okay, so these are the two main ribbons we're going to be using. They come in the kit. We're also going to be using, now this is really popular in our kits this year because quite frankly, Jackie and I fell in love with it. It is called an open weave ribbon. It is all wired. It is 5/8 and it makes such a beautiful accent to our wreaths. So I am going to be using this at the end. I'm going to add 2 bows just with using this ribbon, okay? Because we're going to have a lot of this ribbon in the wreath. We're going to add some of this ribbon into it via the bow, okay? And then you get 2 of these white floral sprays that has all kinds of different greeneries and ball picks, and it's just full of stuff. So you get 2 of these, okay? Plus you get your ring board, plus you get your zip ties, so your gray zip ties to match your ring board. And then you get a baggie with a measuring tape, cable mounts, which I'm going to take out right now. I'm going to take out cable mounts, and you get pipe cleaners. Okay, and we're going to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, or you want to do, is that we're going to cut 24 pieces of this jute mesh. 24 pieces you need to cut at 10 inches long. So you can use your ruler, roll it out, and cut it with scissors at 10 inches. Or if you have a cutting mat, you can use your cutting mat and cut it at 10 inches. You need 24 pieces. To do the wreath like me, you need 24 pieces of it, okay? You will have about 1/4 of a roll of it left. You can use that for another project. Maybe put some curls in. You may need to break up some mesh and put different coloring. You can use this for, you know, some extra ruffles or something. Anyways, you have 1/4 of a roll left. So we're not even using a full roll of this 10-yard mesh. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so once you have 24 pieces cut, you are going to then cut 16 pieces of your black and white harlequin glitter, and you're going to cut 16 pieces of your eucalyptus ribbon, both of them at 14 inches long. Okay, again, you can use your measuring tape that comes in the kit, put it out, and then use that, and you can, you know, bring your ribbon out, fold it at 14 inches, and then you can go back and forth and fold quite a few of them. Or cut them individually, or cut a piece of cardboard at 14 inches and wrap it around the cardboard. Or the easiest is, if you're doing a few wreaths, you may want to purchase one of our Measure Buddies. It measures ribbon tails, yarn, mesh, anything you need to measure, macrame string, whatever, from 8 inches all the way to 20 inches. So from here to here is 20 inches. Now we use 14 inches quite a bit. And if you pull arm number 1 out all the way to 14 inches, that's full extent of arm 1. And from here to the end of here is 14 inches. So what we're going to do, I've already cut 8, so I need another 8 more pieces at 14 inches of this ribbon. So this will be 1. And I just grab the roll of this. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 16 pieces at 4 inches of the Harlequin and 16 pieces of the eucalyptus. Okay, you're going to cut the ends of where you wrapped it, and that will give you your 8 individual pieces that we rolled out. We are done with this. Well, I'm done with it. You can use it for bows or whatever, but you will have over half a roll of both of these left over to use on other projects, which is fabulous because both these ribbons do match pretty much anything you're going to use. Like, they do match a lot of wreaths, especially everyday wreaths. Black and white really is trendy in wreath making because it really gives that pop of black and white sometimes that you need in there. So this is a great ribbon. And it's a different size. It's 2 inches, not 2.5, and not 1.5. All right, so I'm going to take 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make sure the ends are, but all of them are lined up. I'm going to fold it over lengthwise. I'm going to cut from the folded edge to the outside corner. Now, if you want the exact dovetail for each end of your ribbon tail, you can measure it out. So you can put your ribbon on your cutting mat or your ruler, and then put your thumb, I'm going to put my thumb just below the 1 inch. So I'm going to cut above my thumb where it's folded to the outside corner. Okay, there gives us a 1 inch dovetail. So if you want your V's or your dovetails all the same, that's how you can do it. So you're going to fold it over again. Okay, you can put the end of your ribbon, put your thumb just below. So from here to here is 1 inch. Cut from the folded edge to the outside corner. And now we have both ribbon have the same V angle. Okay, so you're going to do that for your eucalyptus. So 16 eucalyptus, 16 of your Harlequin. Now I like to have all my supplies prepped before I start my wreath, because then once I start it, I just like to build my wreath. So the building of it doesn't take very long whatsoever. And then I'm going to fold these ribbons in half. And then stack them up and put them to the side. And then we're going to prep our florals. Because you get 2 of these beautiful sprays, but you don't want to stick that whole spray into a wreath. It's going to look really funny. You want to break it down into smaller pieces that you can use throughout the wreath. Now we're going to be using 8 pieces of the spray on row number 1, okay? And what you're going to do is there's 3 sprays, 3 individual sprays on each bundle here, okay? Just rip them off the main stem here, the big thicker wire. This is garbage now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to actually break these apart because I want to make 8 little floral bundles. Okay, and you'll stay with me and trust the process and you'll see what I'm talking about, okay? So what I want to do is break these apart. So in each spray, there's quite a few little goodies, okay? So we got this little spiky thing, the shorter ones, and we got this little ball thing. There's like a wood twig. That only comes in the center, so I'm just gonna put that to the side. You got a longer, like, leafy spray, and these are all plastic or Eva foam. Okay, so there's one spray. I've kind of broke it down. So we have flower, 2 leaves, 2 picks of floral foam, and some of these little balls and these little spiky things. I'm going to rip apart this one. This one actually has a piece of like a fern on it because that other piece had this stick. I'm going to take the flower. So I'm just making little piles of each of the like items that are in our spray. Okay, and then here's our last one. So you just rip, it's only paper tape, so you just rip it off the stem there. Okay, so we got the long little white flowers. We got the long green leafy sprigs. We got the long foam leaf sprigs. And we got these 2 fern sprigs. Now these smaller ones, the berries and these spiky things, I've actually put them in just a little bucket because these little ones we're going to use on row 2 in the front. So because if I put these on the back row, you're not going to see them. Okay, so we want to be able to see them. The longer ones we're going to put on the back row. And I will show you in a second how we're going to do that. First, I'm going to make little bundles. I need 4 of them. So I'm going to grab 4 zip ties. You do get 100 zip ties in your kit. And we're going to make 4 little bundles with these florals. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 long stems of the florals. Okay, we're going to put a green, a green, a green, and a green. Now we have 2 extra greens, but only 2 ferns. So I'm going to give a fern to this pile, a fern to this pile, and these 2 extra ones I'm going to put on these 2 that don't have the fern. And then we got our long foam green leaves. 2, 3, 4. Again, we have 2 extra, and I'm going to put 1 and 1 of where the fern isn't. Okay, so we got 4 little bundles. And what I'm going to do is kind of make my own little spray. Okay, so I got the fern kind of in the back, the floral up to the front with the shorter flowers facing the front. Okay, we got the long green leaf thing and then the foam leaf thing on the other side. And then I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm just going to go around right where most of the spray starts, right there. And I'm going to zip that up. And now I just made my own greenery floral bundle that's, you know, it's not going to be so overpowering like the bigger bundle that we were working with. So we're going to do this next one again. Take that one. I'm going to put a green on this side, the green leaf on this side, the foam on this side, the foam on this side, and again we made another little spray. And then right at the base where those leaves started, I'm going to put a zip tie around it. So because we have 2 of these floral stems or sprays, you're going to make 8 of these little bundles. And you'll see how perfect they are for this project we're doing once we get going here. Okay, so I have the florals. We want to make sure that the lower white little flowers are facing the front. These off. So I'll just trim them off just about an inch below that zip tie that I put around there. And there we go. So you need 8 little bundles like that. And then the shorter ones, like I showed you, with the little bead bud things and the spiky things, we're going to put those in the front where you'll actually see them. Our mesh is cut, our ribbons are cut. Now we just need to do our sign. We're going to use a little bit of hot glue. Turn my glue gun on. Okay, this is a really pretty sign. It is 12.5 inches by 6 inches. So again, like the other day, you can use for a second measure for your sign not to fall off. You can use and zip tie, you know, your string to the top or wherever you're putting your sign. You can zip tie it to the board. But sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm just going to cut the string off. I'm going to take this. I don't like keeping the stickers because I don't want the customers to see the stickers on the back. So I pull those off. And we are going to take the 2 cable mounts that are in the kit, and we're going to put a pipe cleaner right through the slit of the cable mount. All right. And we're going to glue that cable mount onto our sign. Like I said, the sign is 3 inches or 6 inches, so you can put a dab of glue. You can use hot glue, E6000, whatever you feel comfortable with using. Hot glue works really well with the MDF signs, so I feel comfortable using it. And then you're going to press down. Again, do not press down with your fingers because the glue may spread out and burn. You don't want that. And then we're going to do the same to the other side, about 3 inches there. Put your cable mount right on top. You can buy these cable mounts by the bag of 100 if you do a lot of wreathing. With no adhesive. I know the adhesive is really a pain in the tuchus to get off, so I do sell them with no adhesive. All right, our sign is ready to go. Okay, we're going to put this to the side, and we're ready to go. We're going to start building our wreath. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to kind of make it the same as the hydrangea one I did the other day because I really, really liked how it turned out. So we are going to be using row 1. Okay, so when you look at the Unique in the Creek ring board, there is 2 divoted holes at the top, and then you'll see a number 1 and a number 2. This is row 1, this is row 2. So this is row 1 hole. This hole here is row 1.5. This hole here is row 2. And there is 16 columns or rows, I guess. 16 rows going around the ring board, okay? This is our hanging holes, and we will be putting a zip tie near the end to hang the wreath on. So what we're going to do is you're going to take one of your zip ties, okay? You're going to put it through. Let's just start where the number 1 is. Okay, hole 1. You're going to put your zip tie just like kind of like an L shape because we're going to do that zip tie up from around the board. So from row 1 to the outside of the board. All right, and I'm going to start we're going to take a piece of our 10-inch mesh that we cut, and we're going to take a piece of our little floral, one of our floral bundles. Okay, so this first one, I'm just going to fold in. We're going to do it curl up, so you can see curl up when it rocks back and forth. I'm just going to bring this edge in where it's the cut edge. So the factory edge is on the left and right side. I'm just bringing this little edge in just about an inch, half an inch, just so if any strings, you know, it frays, it's going to be within our ruffle, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the edge here, like that, and I'm going to pinch and drag my mesh right up the center. So I'm pushing with my thumbs and I'm grabbing the mesh and bringing it to the middle, to the center. Take my mesh, my two fingers, drag that mesh to the center. Do it one more time, and then once I'm almost to the edge, I'm going to fold it in, okay, and then bring it to the center. So you can see how the curled part is kind of going inwards. That's what we want. We want to have any strings or frays going inwards. So you make this little kind of bow tie ruffle. Again, keep in mind we didn't even use a full roll of mesh, so it keeps your project really inexpensive. Then what you're going to do for our first one is you're going to take your ruffle, we're going to flip it over so that these cut edges are facing down on the table. Okay, and where you're pinched in the middle, you're going to put that right on your board in between the head and the tail of your zip tie. Okay, you're going to come around and do your zip tie up. The tail of your zip tie is going to go on the flat side of your zip, of the head of your zip tie. Okay, then I like to kind of the very last pleat, I like to fold it down towards the edge of the, towards the board, and it brings my ruffle like a V shape to come outwards. This is going to give the appearance of our wreath a lot bigger. All right. Now, I didn't do my zip tie up super tight because now I'm going to take one of my little bundles of florals I did, and I'm going to put that in to the zip tie, and that little zip tie that we put at the end of our floral bundle, it's going to go past the zip tie, okay, and then you're going to do it up. Now, this little zip tie at the bottom acts as a stopper, so your florals are not going to come out. You don't have to use glue. This is perfect for those who live in hot areas that the glue could possibly, you know, melt and your florals will come out. So if you live in an area like that, you may want to do like I'm doing, where you put a little zip tie in the bottom and put it through a zip tie. Do that zip tie up, and your florals are now incorporated in there, and you can bend them, okay, and we'll spread them and stuff like that. Okay, so that's the first one. Now we're going to go to the next hole, and the next hole I'm going to do, we're going to do the same thing, put a zip tie into hole 1 to the outside of the board, and this time we're going to take one of our Harlequin ribbons and one of our eucalyptus ribbons that we cut, and you can see the center line on each ribbon. I am going to just angle it, the 1.5, just angled little over the 2.5, just like that. Okay, so it's just a little bit of kitty corner, but the two centers are lined up in the center. And what I'm going to do is pinch that in the middle, bring the top to the middle, bring the bottom to the middle, and I'm going to flip it upwards. So what this just did is made our ribbon tails so that you'll see some wreath makers, you have to pull them apart. When you do it like this, they're already in a pattern and pulled apart. Okay, so we have the eucalyptus, Harlequin, eucalyptus, harlequin. Okay? Just going to put that there. I'm going to take another piece of my mesh, do that same fold, which I call it it's just a ruffle, and I'm just trying to hide the edge. Okay, and again, we're going to do that pinch and drag right up the center. Fold, once you almost get to the end, fold that in and bring it to the center. So we have this ruffle. Okay, I'm going to flip that ruffle over, put the center of it right on the board. Okay, just like that, and the ends of our ruffle are kind of in a V shape. Then I'm going to take the center of our ribbon tail that we did and put that right on top and come around, and we're going to do this zip tie up. And there we go. Once you have your ribbon tails, you can see that they're already spread apart. Do that up and snip off the zip tie tail. All right, so the next one we're going to do is mesh floral and then mesh ribbon. Mesh floral, mesh ribbon. You're going to do that 16, so you're going to have 8 florals and mesh and 8 ribbons and mesh on row 1. Okay, so I did start one, and you can see I've already started the inner 2, but we're going to go to right where that number 1 is. I started that over here. Okay, I'm going to put a zip tie down. Now this one has a floral, so this one will have a ribbon, a set of ribbons. Again, let's take our harlequin, our eucalyptus, 1.5, kind of just kitty corner it like that. The 2 centers are lined up. I like to pinch it in the middle, bring the top in, bring the bottom in, flip it up, and we got that exact same pattern. So it's a good way doing that so you don't actually even have to think about, you know, is the harlequin on the outside, you know, of the V, because sometimes to make your wreath look really professional, it's nice to have the pattern. It's very appealing to the eye. So when you don't have to really think about it, because you're doing, you know, you're doing your tails like this, like I just showed you, you don't have to think about it. They'll go the same way every time. Okay, putting my ruffle, taking my ribbon tail, putting that on top, and coming around the center, and we're going to do that zip tie up. Okay, so when you're done row 8, and then like I said, I do like to fold that last pleat of mesh, fold it down towards the board. It gives that V. So row 1, like I said, will have 8 ribbon tails and 8 florals. And when you flip the back over, you can see how nice and professional the whole thing looks, right? Business on the back, party on the front. That's what I always say. All right, next one. Zip tie. We're going to use one of the florals. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Flip it over. Put that V on. Do your zip tie up. Again, we're not going to do our zip tie up super, super tight, because we're going to slide this little bundle in. Again, your zip tie that's around the bottom of your little bundle, put it past your zip tie, and it acts like a stopper. And your florals are not going to come out, and you're not having to use hot glue. Okay, and then we can just fan these out a bit, and then you can see how they peek nicely just out the back of row 1. Isn't that pretty? Just adds a nice little floral touch, and no hot glue. All right, we are done row 1. So now we're going to go on row 2. We're pretty much going to do the same thing. We're not going to add the florals. Those little tiny florals, I'll probably just glue in. So when you're doing row 2, you're only going to be doing every other one on row 2 because of the circumference is so close together. You don't need to do every hole. Okay, so I did the mesh and the ribbon right here. I'm going to skip right here and I'm going to go right here. So you'll see I'm going on row 2 wherever there is a floral on row 1, that's where I'm going. It's going to have a ribbon. Okay, so again, we're going to do the exact same fold and with the ribbon. Now you could switch it up, and if you turn your 1.5 inch the other way, so row 1, I was doing it where the eucalyptus was top right. My tattoo's the right hand. If you want to switch it up on row 2, we can do where the eucalyptus is bottom right, flip it, and then when you flip it up, now on the left here, your eucalyptus is on the outer, then harlequin, then eucalyptus, then harlequin. So it depends on whatever you wanted, whatever you want to do. I'm going to keep the way I was doing it earlier, because if you'll see in a sec that when I want this harlequin on the outside left, because when I put it in, the right side will have the eucalyptus. So when I put this these ribbon tails in, that eucalyptus is going to go over top of that harlequin. If I did it the other way, we would have 2 overlapping eucalyptus. So it's just a little trick you may want to keep in mind when you're building your wreath. Now, the normal lay person buying your wreath will not notice something like that. But if I'm teaching you, I'm going to teach you the correct way. So, little tips and tricks that I've learned after 20 plus years of wreathing here. All right, so row 2, hole 2 to 1.5. All right, and do it up. Now you can add your little bit of, where's our little bucket of florals? See, we have these little bucket of florals. You could put it down in the zip tie, down like in here, but I'm not sure if you're gonna see it really well down there, so I probably will just, poke it in and glue it. It's very lightweight. If it falls out, it's not a biggie. It's not like the big long ones where it would kind of make a difference. All right, we're skipping that one. We're going to the next one. So row 2 is just 8 pieces of mesh and 8 ribbon tails. All right, our last one. And that is why you need 24 pieces of mesh and 16 ribbons. Last one. So let's move that one kind of out of the way, that one out of the way. Okay, and we'll bring that one back down. See, they all fall in order. All right, I'm gonna flip this over. And there's the back. We're gonna put a zip tie down and back up. Do it up. Cut the tail. All right, there's our zip tie. Now, it depends where you can, for this sign, you could put, you could put it straight across. So with the boards, it's easy. You got straight top, bottom, right across. So you could put it right across like this, or you can do it kitty corner like this. The last one I did it straight across with the hydrangea. I think I might kitty corner it, which what you can do easily is you just use the direct holes from each other. What you can do is make sure you know where your top is. So where we put our zip tie, that's the top. And then I think I want to do it here because I'm going to put a really cute one of the bows with this open weave. Like I have enough of the black and white and eucalyptus ribbon on here. I don't want to put a bow with more of that. It would be kind of a waste. So I think I'm just going to use this for here in the top and the bottom. So I'm going to keep it, or you can do it, straight across and do a bow down here and a bow down here. I'm going to kitty corner it. And where I'm going to go, right here, going right over top. And I'll flip it over so you guys can see. I am going to do shorter florals. All right, and then I'm going to go directly across. Okay, so there is where I went with the top. So I'm going to go directly across and here to here. Right away. Now, the easiest way is to put a Sharpie marker on your board to where you want to put your pipe cleaners for your sign. I didn't do that. There we go. Now they're going to be centered. Okay. It is a pretty everyday wreath, isn't it? I love the colors. Okay, now we're good to go. Okay. Did I just go right across? I sure did. God, I'm such a knob. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I kitty cornered it. Oh, my gosh. There's the center, and there's the center. It's been a day, my friends. Okay, I'm pulling until I feel a little bit of resistance, and I'm going to give it a twist. Pulling, I can feel resistance, giving it a twist. All right, our sign is on. Okay, we'll fix our tails. Now, I'm going to put our bow in. The last thing I will do is to glue my little things in, because wherever there's like spots, maybe like bare spots, that's where I'll put them. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bow with this really pretty ribbon. This is the only ribbon I'm going to be using for the bow. So I'm going to make a bow for right here with long tails. And then I'm going to make another one for about right here. The same bow, but with shorter tails, I think. Not long tails, because then it will hang over the sign. Again, this is you can do yours anywhere you want. There's lots of different tutorials on how to make yours. Just go under the ring board. And like I said, also that all the designers will be doing sometime, I'm not sure when, but we'll be doing this kit as well. Okay, I'm going to make the bottom bow first. So the nice thing about this ribbon is that we don't have to do half twists because it's the same, pretty much the same side on both, which saves you a little bit of ribbon when you have to, if you don't have to twist. So this is going to be the bottom bow. Both bows are going to be exactly the same, except the bottom bow, I'm going to have long tails. So I'm going to do, so from here to here is 14 inches. And then I'm going to do 21-inch tail. Okay, so that's a 21-inch tail right there. Yeah, both sides are almost exactly the same. Okay, normally I cut my tails off first, the bottom tails, but this is just a 5/8 ribbon, so, and we don't have to do a half twist. So I'm going to do 3 loops on each side, and it's got a 21-inch tail. 3 loops on each side at 5 inches. Okay, so we don't have to twist, so we're just going to go straight down. Take your loop. I'm going to pull until the end of my loop. My end of my loop here is at 5 inches. So there's one. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Pull to the end. 1. Then we're going to do another one. Okay, there's 2 on that side. 2. So 3 at 5 inches on both sides. You can do a bow however you want. You can add, you have lots of ribbon, you can add the other ribbons in if you want. It's totally up to you. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, both at 5 inches. Now I'm going to do 2 at 4 inches. So pull that down. And if you're like me and love to make bows with a bow maker, we do have the Stow and Go and the Easy Bow Maker on our website, Unique in the Creek. Okay, so we're doing 2 at 4 inches, and those 4-inch ones are going in between those 5-inch ones. So if you separate it, I love this ribbon. Okay, and now I'm going to come in and do 1 loop on each side at 3 inches. Now you can put more loops, however many loops that you want. I'm just kind of keeping it simple. All right, and now we're gonna cut off. We did 21-inch tails, and that's our bow. So you're gonna do I'm doing the top one exactly the same, except not 21-inch tails. The top one, I've already done it to speed things along. The top one, I did the tails. It's the exact same bow, but I did the tails at 6 inches. Here's the other one. So there's the one tail and then the other tail, but all the rest, everything else is exactly the same. And that one's going to go about on the top. Okay, again, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to take a black pipe cleaner here. Now, because this is just such a small little bow, I don't need to put a zip tie around it. Normally, you guys see me put a zip tie around. I'm just going to take my pipe cleaner, go around the top, around the center. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to pull these just two. There's the 3 5-inch ones, and we'll open them once we get on the board. There's the 4-inch one, and then there's the 3-inch one. I'm going to put that at the bottom. I know I love this ribbon too. I put it in all the different kits because it's so pretty. So you'll get, if you get a lot of the kits, you'll get all different colors of this. All right, so where I'm going to do, I want to kind of kitty corner. So I'm just going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to put it right about, I'm just going to kind of go through mesh and just down through the hole. One. That I want. There. It's kind of nestled in the ribbon tails. Oops, that was there we go. Okay, now I'm not pulling it tight to the board. I'm just kind of, I'm going to twist it on the back. And we're just going to side cut this. There we go. Have this tail kind of going over top of the sign. These are the long back 3. And you can do more loops if you want. It's totally up to you. Go. 1, 2, 3. Now once I put it on the door, I might have to move it back. I don't know. I'm kind of looking up at it upside down. And then we're going to do the same thing at the bottom. Open those up. And I'm just going to curl the long tails and we'll be done. Oh, then I'm going to glue in the little smaller florals. Okay, we'll roll this. So when you're rolling, you're just going to go on the edge of the inner part of your ribbon. Roll, roll like this. Okay. Grab that tail and you're gonna, it'll spring. Now this, like I said, is all wired, so it does make a beautiful curl. There we go. Oh, that is so pretty. And then of course we'll fix our ribbon tails a gazillion times more. But there it is. Let me, there we are. TikTok, Facebook. Okay, and we're gonna, oh, I just fixed all the loops. We're gonna cut these pipe cleaner and put them below through the hole. Clean that up. Down, down. So that's what you want to do. You want to clean up all your pipe cleaners. And then I am going to, oh, is my, we're going to take some of our little, extra little picks here that we got from our florals, and I'm just going to kind of glue them in. We'll just cut them down a bit. And you can pretty much, I'm going to glue them more in the kind of middle front. So what you want to do is make sure they go through some kind of part of your mesh. Just twist this. There we go, because you want to make sure it's in something. take your glue, and I'm just putting glue right where it went in to our mesh. And you can go around and do that for all your little things you have left over. It's kind of peeking out from behind. You can put some in the front if you want. I just kind of have it coming out the middle. But at least you can see them. If you would have kept them on your little spray that you put on the back row, you wouldn't be able to see them. All right, so you're gonna just go around and do that. And that's it. That's all we got. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, this kit is available on uniqueinthecreek.com. The link for it is in the description. Make sure if you have a favorite Team Unique designer that you use their link, their affiliate link. They are greatly appreciative of that. Helps them give a little bit more, few more pennies in their pocket when you use their affiliate link. And they sure do appreciate it. So, and you can find all their affiliate links on uniqueinthecreek.com under Meet the Team or in the description of their playlist. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. This is the top. Beautiful everyday home wreath that will match any decor. All right, thanks everybody for watching, and tomorrow night will be Carrie Marie. I'm not sure, I can't remember what kit she's doing. Oh, I think she might be doing the patriotic butterfly embossed sign one. So if you got that one, make sure you check it out. And if you're not available, it will be available on replay. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.